Teen teams from across Duval County are ready to battle for academic achievement. Who will emerge victorious? Stay tuned. It's Brain Brawl, now in its 18th year of academic competition. Presented by the Duval County Public Schools, Dr. Larry Elzinki, Superintendent. Here is your host, Tom Welsh.
In another battle of undefeated teams, we present for you Mandarin High School and Sandalwood High School. Let's meet the teams. First, for Mandarin, we have Jason Sheridan, Zach Vickery. The team captain is Josh Wills and Brian Miklos. For Sandalwood, Charles Wigglesworth, Mike Lee. The team captain is Sam Smith and Ward. Mandarin's team is coached by David Debs and Andy Scudder, and Sandalwood's team is coached by Judy Shearer and Barry Phelps. Our supervisor of officials is Allie Browning. Let's review the rules again. The toss-up is worth 4 points and the bonus 10 points, but they must answer the toss-up correctly in order to try for the bonus. If I'm interrupted by either team during the reading of a toss-up, I'll stop and ask for an answer. If the answer is incorrect, 2 points are awarded to the opposing team score, then they get the opportunity to answer the question when it's repeated. They get 5 seconds to answer a toss-up, 20 seconds to answer a bonus. Good luck, teams. Here's your first toss-up. Who wrote the book Nobody Knows My Name, which is subtitled The Native Son? Josh?
Right.
No. Sandalwood. Mike?
Hughes.
James Baldwin. Pencils. What is the solution set of this equation? Y plus 5 equals Y plus 9. Sam?
No set.
That's it. The bonus is worth 4 points each or 10 points for both. Answer the following questions about the cerebral cortex. First, Broca's area and Wernicke's area are both responsible for what function? And second, in what area of the cerebral cortex are they located? For 4 points each or 10 points for both. Answer the following questions about the cerebral cortex. First, Broca's area and Wernicke's area are both responsible for what function? And second, in what area of the cerebral cortex are they located?
For number 1, cognitive ability, and for number 2, the brainstem.
Judge, I don't think so. No. Mandarin.
1 is language or speech, and 2 is the cerebrum.
Judge, we'll take on the second one, more specific.
The left cerebrum, I think.
Judge? Okay, and speech is also correct, so that's 10 points. Toss up. What is the tissue that carries water and dissolved minerals upward in a plane? Zach?
Xylem.
Yes. The bonus is worth 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify first the poet. Second, the title in which these lines appear. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. For 4 points each, or 10 points for both, identify first the poet, second, the title of the poem in which these lines appear. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dreamed before.
The author is Poe, and the poem is The Raven.
Quoth the raven, nevermore. Correct, 10 points. Toss up. What was the document issued in 1917 that endorsed a Jewish national homeland in Palestine? Josh?
Treaty of Versailles.
No. Sandalwood. There have been so many treaties at Versailles, but the Balfour Declaration is what we were looking for. Toss up. Name the author of the following lines of poetry. He holds him with his glittering eye. The wedding guest stood still. Josh?
Coleridge.
That's it. The bonus is worth 10 points. A teeter-totter has 240 pounds placed 6 feet from the fulcrum. How many pounds are required to balance that teeter-totter at a distance of 8 feet from the fulcrum on the other side? For 10 points. A teeter-totter has 240 pounds.
180 pounds.
That's correct. Toss up. Cube the quantity x minus y. Brian?
X cubed minus 3x squared y minus 3xy squared plus y cubed.
No. Sandalwood. Sam?
X cubed minus x squared y plus xy squared minus y cubed.
No, you left out a squared in there. X cubed minus 3x squared y plus 3xy squared minus y cubed. Toss up. What is the hard encasement on the surface of an animal called? Josh?
Exoskeleton?
Yeah. Worth 4 points each or 10 points for both. Name 2 of the 3 parts of the pistol. For 4 points each or 10 points for both. Name 2 of the 3 parts of the pistol.
The bulb and the flower.
No. Sandalwood.
The stamen and the pollen.
The stigma, the style, and the ovary for no points. Toss up. Name the Spartan legendary figure who is said to have created Sparta's militaristic code of law. Justin.
Lycurgus.
Yes. The bonus is worth 4 points each, or 10 points for both. The painting La Gioconda remains one of the most famous paintings of the Italian Renaissance. Name first the painter and second its more commonly used title. For 4 points each, or 10 points for the painting La Gioconda remains one of the most famous paintings of the Italian Renaissance. Name first the painter and second its more commonly used title.
What?
Raphael, and for the title, the Lygian Mountain.
No. Mandarin.
Leonardo, the Mona Lisa.
That's it. Leonardo da Vinci and the Mona Lisa. Toss up. Among the works of this Renaissance artist, The Tempest is both the most individual and the most dramatic. Name the artist. Josh.
Titian.
No. Sandalwood. That is Giorgione. Identify the work by Edgar Allan Poe in which Roderick buries his twin sister. Josh?
The Fall of the House of Usher.
Yes. The bonus is worth 2 points each, or 10 points for both. By the following associated with English kings. First is the first king to declare his son Prince of Wales. Second is the king known as the Lion-Hearted. Third, the king who commissioned the Doomsday Book. Fourth, the king whose dispute with the papacy had England placed under interdict. For 2 points each, or 10 points for all four, identify the following associated with English kings. First is the first king to declare Prince of Wales. Second is the king known as the Lion-Hearted. Third is the king who commissioned the Doomsday Book. And finally, the king whose dispute with the papacy had England placed under interdict.
Two is Richard III, three is Henry VII, four is Henry VIII. First one's Henry II.
No for all four. Sandalwood.
For number 4, Henry VII, number 3, Henry II, number 2, Richard I, and number 1, William V.
Richard I is correct. Number 1 is Edward I. Number 3 is William I or William the Conqueror. And number 4 is John. So 2 points Sandalwood. You need your pencils for this toss-up. What is the y-intercept of the graph of the equation 4x minus 3y minus 12 equals 0? Brian?
0, 4.
No. Sandalwood. Sam?
-4.
Yes. The bonus is worth 2 points each, or 10 points for all four. Identify the American authors of these plays from the 1960s. Number 1 is After the Fall. Number 2, A Delicate Balance. Number 3, The Night of the Iguana. And number 4, Little Foxes. For 2 points each, or 10 points for all four. Identify the American authors of these plays from the 1960s. Number 1 is After the Fall. Number 2, A Delicate Balance. Number 3, The Night of the Iguana. And number 4, Little Foxes.
I don't think they O'Neill for both. Number 1, Miller. Number 2, Al-B. And 3 and 4, O'Neill.
1 and 2 are correct. Mandarin, can you give me 3 and 4?
Three is Williams and four is Hellman.
That's it. 4 points each way. Toss up. Name the type of symmetry in the animal kingdom in which only a sagittal plane can divide the animal into two mirrored portions. Zach?
Radial symmetry.
No. Sandalwood. Mike?
Bilateral symmetry.
Bilateral is what we're looking for. The bonus is 10 points. In 8 years, the mother will be twice as old as her son will be then. 3 years ago, the mother was 3 times as old as her son was then. What is the mother's age now? For 10 points. In 8 years, the mother will be twice as old as her son will be then. 3 years ago, the mother was 3 times as old as her son was then. What is the mother's age now? No. Mandarin.
42.
36. That's a good way to keep your age a secret. Toss up. Name the non-Slavic invaders of the Danube River Plain who established the Hungarian state. Josh?
The Goths.
No. Sandalwood. Sam?
The Vandals.
Magyars. Let's go back to the pencils. The square root of x... Simplify. The square root of x cubed plus 2x squared plus x. Brian?
X plus 1 times the square root of x.
That's it. The bonus is worth 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Amino acids that cannot be made by the body are called what? And where do we get these amino acids? For 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Amino acids that cannot be made by the body are called what? And where do we get these amino acids?
proteins, and pizza.
Judge? Pizza? No. Okay, Sandalwood.
For number 2, food, and number 1, heteroproteins.
Essential amino acids for the first, but we're going to have to accept that second one. Yeah, that second one. That's all right. Okay, so that's 4 points. Toss up. Identify the American poet who wrote these lines. By an unfaltering trust approach thy grave, like one that wraps the drapery of his couch about him and Sam?
Bryant?
Yes. The bonus is worth 2 points each, or 10 points for all 4. Name in order of occurrence the 4 points of invasion by Allied forces between 1942 and 44 in ending the war in Europe in World War II. For 2 points each, or 10 points for all 4. Name in order of occurrence the 4 points of invasion by Allied forces between 1942 and 44 in ending the war in Europe in World War II.
Brussels for 1, 2, and 3, and Normandy for 4.
We'll accept the Normandy for 4, but we won't accept the first 3. Mandarin?
Africa, Russia, and Italy.
Italy's correct for 3. Judge, how about the first one? Africa.
North Africa.
Okay. Number 2 is Sicily. So we have 4 points Mandarin, 2 points Sandalwood. Toss up. And that's the end of round 1. Before we look at the score, let's meet the team players from Mandarin High School, beginning with Jason.
Hi, my name is Jason Sheridan. I'm a senior. This is my first year in academic competition. I'm a member of NHS, Pi Alpha Phi, and the senior council, and I'm also an avid ice hockey player.
Zach?
I'm Zach Vickery. I'm a senior. This is my 5th year of academic competition. I was on the all-county Brawl team last year. I'm in NHS, and my hobbies include computers and electronics, and I plan to go to the UF and major in engineering.
Josh?
My name is Josh Wills. I'm a senior. This is my 5th year of academic competition. Last year, I was a member of the all-county Brain Brawl team. I'm a National Merit semifinalist, member of the National Honor Society, vice president of the student council, captain of the debate team. I'm an avid hockey player. I plan to attend Princeton or Duke and major in political science.
Brian?
Brian Miklos. I'm a senior. This is my 5th year. I was in all-county last year. I'm a National Merit, commended scholar. I'm in the Senate and senior council. I am president of Pi Alpha Phi. I've been on the varsity baseball team for 2 years, and I plan to attend Georgia Tech and major in engineering.
Those are the team players from Mandarin High School. Let's look at the score. Mandarin has 68 points. Sandalwood has 32 points. Both teams have elected to substitute. Joining Mandarin is Matt Shaver and John Scheel, and joining Sandalwood is Karma. The rules in round 2 remain the same, so let's continue with the next toss-up. Who wrote the oratorios, The Creation and the Seasons? Josh?
Cicero?
No. Sandalwood. Sam?
Vivaldi.
Franz Hayden. Toss-up. What hormone stimulates cells to take up sugar from the blood? Mike?
Insulin?
Yes. The bonus is worth 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Identify the titles of the books which contain these persons' visions of an society. The first is Plato. The second, Sir Francis Bacon, for 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Identify the titles of the books which contain these persons' visions of an ideal society. Plato and Sir Francis Bacon.
Number 1, The Republic, and number 2, Erewhon.
Plato's Republic is correct, and Sir Francis Bacon...
Hey, hold on a second.
I'm about to give you that opportunity.
Sorry, I thought you were going to say it. The New Atlantis.
Yes, 4 points each. All right.
Sorry.
Relax.
Okay.
Toss up. When Louis XIII took control of the French government, he was only 16 years old. Whom did he choose? Yes, Josh?
Richelieu.
Yes. The bonus is worth 10 points. Express in simplest terms, 2 times the cube root of 56 plus the cube root of 189 for 10 points. Express in simplest terms, 2 times the cube root of 56 plus the cube root of 189.
Seven times the square root of 7.
No. Sandalwood.
7 times the cube root of 7.
That's the one. And that's 10 points. Toss up. Who created the literary character Clyme Yeobright? Josh.
Heller.
No, that's incorrect. Sandalwood. That's Thomas Hardy. Toss up. You need your pencils. Factor AX plus AY minus 5y. Josh.
The quantity a minus 5 times the quantity x plus y.
That's it. The bonus is worth 2 points each, or 10 points for all 4. First, what were the rules adopted to prevent debate in the House of Representatives in 1836? Second, what was being debated? Third, what group presented the original petitions that triggered the motion to prevent debate? And finally, what former president led the fight to repeal the rules? For 2 points each or 10 points for all four. What were the rules adopted to prevent debate in the House of Representatives in 1836? What issue was being debated? What group presented the original petitions that triggered the motion to prevent debate? And finally, what former president led the fight to repeal the rules?
1 is the gag rule, 2 is slavery, 3 would be Southern representatives, and 4 was John Quincy Adams.
Judge?
I'll take 1, 2, and 4.
Okay. Sandalwood?
The Democrats.
Abolitionist is what we were looking for the third one, but the other three are correct. 6 points, Mandarin. Toss up. What do we call the process during which the cytoplasm of the cell to 2 new cells called daughter cells? Matt?
Meiosis.
No. Sandalwood?
Mitosis.
Mike?
Mitosis.
Cytokinesis. Toss up. Who took over the Filipino government in 1986?
The United States.
No. Mandarin? No, that's Corazon Aquino. Toss up. Camilo Pizarro and Claude Monet. Zach?
Impressionism?
Yes. The bonus 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Identify the novel by Charles Dickens in which each of the following characters appears. Number 1, Bill Sykes. Number 2, Sari Camp. 3, Sidney Carton. And 4th, Chadband. For 2 points each or 10 points for all four, identify the novel by Charles Dickens in which each of the following characters. Bill Sykes, Sari Gamp, Sidney Carton, Chadband.
One is Oliver Twist, 2 is Martin Chuzzlewit, 3 is Tale of Two Cities, and 4 is Bleak House.
That's it, 10 points. Toss up. What famous British writer of detective stories preferred to be remembered for his historical novels entitled The White Company and Sir Nigel? Mike?
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
And the bonus is worth 10 points. Find the geometric mean between the quantity 8 plus 2 times the square root of 10 and its conjugate. For 10 points, find the geometric mean between the quantity 8 plus 2 times the square root of 10 and its conjugate.
2 squares is 6. 2 squares is 6.
2 squares is 6.
That's it. Toss up. Need your pencils again. Square the quantity 3i radical 7, where I is the square root of -1. Josh?
Negative 63.
Yes. The bonus is worth 4 points each or 10 points for both. Answer the following questions about genetics. Number 1, what are genes called that are found on the X or Y chromosomes? Number 2, how are the sex-linked genes represented when writing a genotype? For 4 points each or 10 points for both, answer the following questions about genetics. Number 1, what are genes called that are found on the X or Y chromosomes? And number 2, how are the sex-linked genes represented when writing a genotype?
One is bisomes and 2 is with a lowercase letter.
No. Sandalwood.
Number 1, sex link. Number 2, XY.
Sex-linked will accept. The other we're looking as superscripts above the X or the Y, so that's 1 correct for 4 points. Toss up. What's the name given to the relationship of water vapor in the air compared to the limit of water vapor at a given temperature? Zach?
Humidity?
More specific.
No.
Relative humidity.
That's the one. The bonus is worth 4 points each or 10 points for both. Name the 2 Scandinavian countries which border the Baltic Sea. For 4 points each or 10 points for both, name the 2 Scandinavian countries which border the Baltic Sea.
Norway and Sweden.
Sweden is correct. Norway is not. Sandalwood. Finland is the other one, so we have 4 points each way. Toss up. What act did the Kansas-Nebraska Act nullify? Josh?
Missouri Compromise.
Yes. The bonus is worth 4 points each or 10 points for both. Name first the oldest example of military architecture in the United States, and 2, the city in which it is located. For 4 points each or 10 points for both. Name first the oldest example of military architecture in the United States, and 2, the city in which it is located.
The Castillo de San Marco and St. Augustine.
That sure is. Toss up. What musical dynamic marking means loud and strong? Zach?
Allegro?
No. Sandalwood. Carl?
Fortissimo?
Judge? No. Forte is what we were looking for. Toss up. Identify the work by Alexander Pope, originally published in 1728 and enlarged in 1741. which was a scathing attack? Josh?
The Dunciad.
Yes. The bonus is worth 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Name first the poet. Second, the poem which contains these lines. Haste thee, nymph, and bring with thee jest and youthful jollity, quips and cranks and wanton wiles, nods and becks and wreathed smiles. For 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Name first the poet. Second, the poem which contains these lines. Haste thee, nymph, and bring with thee jest and youthful jollity, quips and cranks and wanton wiles, nods and becks and wreathed smiles.
Herrick, to the virgins to make good use of time.
No. Sandalwood.
The Fairy Queen by Spenser.
That's John Milton's L'Allegro for no points. You need your pencils for the toss-up. The bases of two parallelograms are in the ratio 9 to 16, and their areas are in the ratio 3 to 6. What is the ratio of their altitudes? And that would be 2 to 3, another toss-up. What law states whenever heat is added to a system, it transforms to an equal amount of some other form of energy? Sam?
Law of conservation of energy.
No. Mandarin? Josh?
Hess's law.
The first law of thermodynamics. Toss-up. Built in 1865, the United States' first successful oil pipeline was 2 inches wide and extended for 5 miles. In what state? Josh?
Pennsylvania.
Yes. The bonus is worth 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Given that a magnetic field is established by current flowing through a wire, first, what anatomical rule gives the direction of that field? And second, if two wires are near each other and the current flowing in both is in the same direction, will their magnetic fields attract, repel, or have no effect on each other? For 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Given that a magnetic field is established by current flowing through a wire, number one, what anatomical rule gives the direction of that field? And two, if two wires are near each other and the current flowing in both is in the same direction, will their magnetic fields attract, repel, or have no effect on each other?
One is the law of magnetic fields, and two, they will repel each other.
No. Sandalwood.
Number 2, they have no effect. And number 1, the gravitational rule.
The anatomic rule, the right-hand rule, and they will attract each other. No points. Toss up. What poem did Tennyson request to be placed in? Yes, Josh?
Crossing the bar.
Yes. The bonus is worth 2 points each, or 10 points for all four. Match these celebrated musicians to the instruments which have made them famous. The musicians will be numbered. The instruments will be lettered. The musicians are 1, Van Cliburn, 2, Pinchas Zuckerman, 3, Jean-Pierre Rampal, and 4, Mstislav Rostropovich. The instruments are A, violin, B, cello, C, piano, D, flute. For 2 points each, or 10 points for all four, match these celebrated musicians to the instruments which have made them famous. The musicians are 1, Van Cliburn, 2, Pinchas Zuckerman, 3, Jean-Pierre Rampal, and 4, Mstislav Rostropovich. The instruments are the violin, the cello, the piano, and the flute.
D for all four.
Well, obviously D is going to be correct for one. That would be number 3, Sandalwood.
CAB. For the remaining.
Yes. 2 points Mandarin, 6 points Sandalwood. Toss up. Need the pencils. Evaluate the expression 2 sine 75 degrees cosine 7 degrees. Josh.
Sine of 150 degrees.
No. Sandalwood. Sam.
3 times the square root of 2.
1/2. Toss up. No, that's the end of the second round. Before we take a look at the scores, let's meet the team players from Sandalwood High School, and we'll start with Carl.
Hi, my name is Carl Carnu. It's my first year of academic competition. I'm interested in meteorology, and that's what I'm planning on majoring in when I go to college.
Mike?
Michael Lee. I'm the president of the National Honor Society and a member of the varsity tennis team, and I plan to attend Emory University and major in biology.
Sam?
I'm Sam Smith. I'm senior captain. I'm the Joburg Society of Science. I was in All-County last year, and I'm planning to attend UF.
Justin?
Yeah, I'm Justin Ward. I'm a senior Latin Club president, play Latin Kurtamen, and I'm also a member of NHS.
Those are the team players from Sandalwood High School. Let's check the score. Mandarin has 140 points. Sandalwood has 78 points. Mandarin has elected to substitute, and Brian Miklas has rejoined the team. Time now for the lightning round. That's the series of toss-up questions worth 4 points if you get it right, 4 points for the other team if you get it wrong. 2 minutes or 25 questions. Here we go. In biology, a cross in which two traits are observed is called, Sam?
Dihybrid?
Yes. Of what civilization is the ancient town Machu Picchu, a famous archaeological... Mike?
Incan?
Yes. Who wrote The Miser? Zach?
Moliere.
Yes. Multiply x plus 2 times x plus 4. Sam?
X squared plus 6x plus 8.
Yes. A group of closely related species are dead. Brian?
A genus?
Yes. What is the largest Native American tribe in the United States? Sam?
Cherokee?
Navajo. Factor 9y squared minus 16. Brian?
3 minus 4y.
No, 3y minus 4, 3y plus 4. What is the name of the muscle that separates the chest from the abdomen? Zach?
The diaphragm.
Yes. What food was created at Battle Creek, Michigan? Cornflakes. The measure of how often a trig function repeats the same value. Sam?
Period?
Yes. Who wrote Anna Karenina? Mike?
Tolstoy?
Yes. What is the regular seasonal movement of organisms during the year called? Carl?
Migration?
Yes. From what present-day Canadian region did the Cajuns' ancestors emigrate? Sam?
Quebec?
Nova Scotia. The Artful Dodger was the famous... Josh?
Oliver Twist.
Yes. What is the least number of faces a regular polyhedron can have in Euclidean space? Carl?
4.
Yes. Name the person whose studies of heredity laid the foundation of genetics. Mike?
Mendel?
Yes. What South American river was Sebastian Cabot the first European to travel in 1526? Josh?
The Amazon.
Parana. Francis Bacon has said that knowledge is... Sam?
Power.
Yes. What is the inverse of the logarithmic function? Josh?
Exponential function.
Yes. SI is the chemical symbol for what element? Brian?
Silicon.
Yes. Name the ruler of Saudi Arabia who allowed the deployment of U.S. and other forces on his country's territory in 1990. Zach?
King Fahd.
Yes. Who wrote The Dance of Death? August Strindberg. 23 questions. That's the end of our lightning round. Let's take a look at today's final score. Mandarin has 176 points. Sandalwood has 122 points. So the winner of this match is Mandarin High School. In Brain Brawl, the team stays in until it's lost twice, so we'll see both of these fine schools again in future competitions. Join us next time when Ed White takes on Bishop Kenny and Baldwin takes on Terry Parker here on Brain Brawl. In the meantime, I'm Tom Welsh. Thanks a lot for joining us. And remember, in Duval County, education is a family affair.